We're back on Tee to Green here on WDGR Sports Radio 550. I'm Kevin Sylvester, and I'm joined now by the rep for Callaway Golf here in Western New York, Taylor Gesel. And Callaway Golf, our official equipment provider of Tee to Green, and Chrome Soft, our official golf ball of Tee to Green. So happy to have Taylor here to tell you more about things that I think I already know about Callaway's new line of clubs and the Chrome Soft golf ball. Taylor, good to have you here, bud.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, first of all, how are you doing, and how's everybody at Callaway Golf doing in these interesting times?
Yeah, obviously it's out in Western New York here. We've had a few trying years, and I'm originally from Western New York myself, so I know a few years that we've had fantastic weather. I know a few years that we haven't had fantastic weather, and we got pretty lucky this year in terms of seeing some sunshine and having a real good hope for having an early season, and this obviously is a bit of a damper on that feeling. But it's one of those situations where when we look at where golf lies and the importance of this whole situation that's in front of us, it's one of those you have to do what you can to get by, and as a company where we're looking at every day that this situation develops and learning more about how we can, be better for all the players, all of our customers, and really just doing our best to make sure that once we're ready for, everyone's ready to get back onto the course, that we're ready for you too.
Well, we're fortunate that New York State did, I guess, relent is the word, or saw the light, like, hey, you know what, we can golf during this.
Right.
Golf has always been about distance, just a different kind of distance now that we're talking about. Our distance,
a little bit of social distance. I hear you.
Yeah. Our distance from each other. Yeah.
Seeing what has come out, and I've talked to a lot of the guys out in the area here. I've seen everything coming out recently with how the state is allowing us to go out and still make swings and practice and be a part of the golf environment out here while still being able to obviously socially distance and be very careful with your interactions around. I mean, it is good. I think golf is going to be a great way for people once we can start getting back out into our normal lives again. Golf is going to be a great way to not only get out and be outside and get some exercise, but it's one of those sports that almost has a factor of inherent social distancing itself. And so being able to do it when the times are most dire right now will only just make it that much better once we're able to get out there and do it with all of our friends again.
All right. Well, so some people might be taking this time to evaluate their golf bag and look through it. And one of the sexiest piece in the golf bag is the driver. And let's talk about the new Maverick line of drivers. And it's actually a whole line of golf clubs this year. But let's just focus in on the driver if we can today. Taylor, tell us about the Maverick Driver and who's it for, the different models, and what guys should consider when investigating the Maverick.
Yeah, of course. And really, one of the prevailing thoughts that I think is going to be really important for anyone looking at any of their golf purchases when they can finally make them is the custom fitting aspect. A huge aspect of anybody's club purchases should be making sure that all of the intricacies that we can change, whether it's the shaft or the head, in the Maverick line, we have 3 different models in the driver, making sure that we can understand which one is going to be the best for you is almost going to be more important this year because people are going to be in a different financial situation than they were, we all thought that we would be maybe 2 months ago. And so when I look to the Maverick line of clubs this year, we have 3 different model heads. One is going to be the standard model. We have a Maverick Max, and then we have a Maverick Sub-Zero. The standard model, and if your viewers and listeners go onto your YouTube page and watch the fitting that we did with yourself and Brian, we went over a little bit of the differences. So with our standard model, that's what we see as the fastest head. It's the one that's really going to be the best at gaining distance, which off of the tee is normally one of our biggest considerations when we get into the custom fitting aspect of drivers. And one of the main parts of that distance gain is going to be in the new Cyclone Arrow shape. So if you guys go on to CallawayGolf.com, you can see some pictures of it. It's a redesign of the back half of that club so that we can make it more aerodynamic. And one of the factors that is going to give us that distance is just an overall club speed gain. Obviously, it's going to vary player to player, but when we see, 1 mile an hour, 2 mile an hour, 3 mile an hour head speed changes for, positive head speed changes, that's just pure distance. If you can swing that club faster and you can keep that club head square, you're going to hit it farther. And so that really, with the standard model, is the biggest focus. When you then move to the Maverick Max is going to take a much different shape than the standard does. It's a deeper head to it. It has a little bit larger head to it as well. And that's going to give us something that is very, very stable on impact. One of the words that everybody uses is forgiveness. When we look at the forgiveness profile of that Maverick Max, that club is there so that maybe you're a player that doesn't necessarily hit the middle of the face. You're out towards the toe, you're in towards the heel, you find yourself slicing the ball quite a bit. That club is going to be a bit more proactive for you for still getting good ball speeds and distance. That's been a big focus of our company for a while, but being able to keep it in the fairway, more so than maybe any of the other models that we would have. So Maverick Max really takes great speed to it, but also a much larger focus on forgiveness. And then the Sub-Zero, which is a smaller faction of our playing public, really, but is a driver head that is focused on a few statistical categories, such as spin, of lowering spin so that the fastest, most consistent players that would be playing the Maverick line are really able to get that last little icing on the cake drop of the spin rate off of their clubs, or off of their driver, so that we can hit the ball even a little bit further. That club is, like I said, a smaller aspect of the line in terms of who's going to be playing it, but for the players that really do need that drop in their spin, it's a very productive club at doing that.
And the one thing everybody should take away from all that is, and what you start at the beginning, because of these options, it is crucial to be fit for this, because of
absolutely
the investment that you're putting into your game. And I've always said this for golfers: look, you spend so much time and money when you're playing golf. You should invest in the right tools to play with, or you're wasting your time. So in doing so, when you go to buy a driver, make the time and investment right by getting fit, and it'll improve your game immensely.
And it's a matter of when I remember when I started working in the golf industry, and I know there are guys. And one of our actually today is, and it's not a Western New York connection, but it's a shout out to one of my guys out in Michigan, Bob Dykema, who just retired today after, I believe, 47 years as a salesman for Callaway for us. So proud of him. But he, in my time in the golf industry so far, and in the past 15 years, custom fitting has changed so much to the point of, I remember my first interactions in club fitting being, oh wow, that shot looks really good. You want it? It was so much different than it is now, where we have a technological basis that we can look at with our TrackMan or any type of range, systems that they have at any of your fitting studios, to be able to look at even the smallest aspects of your swing and matching them to attributes of our clubs to make them better for you. And that's something that's going to help everybody, whether you're the once a week golfer that, is happy to just be out there, or whether you're someone who's really playing at a high level. Everyone has specific aspects of their swing that we can take into account to make your clubs better for you, so that you can go out and play better golf.
All right, let's talk about the golf ball. I have spent the time inside my house. I've gotten out to play a couple times, by the way. But I've spent the time in my house. I haven't brought them on the course yet, but that's going to happen here next time I go out. The triple track, Chrome Soft triple track. I love them putting, lining it up, and I've got the little hash on putter I use in the center, and I just line it up against the red line in the middle, and I know I'm getting a solid strike with the putter. So well, that not might be a concern, but talk about the triple track and the Chrome Soft and the other Chrome Soft options out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Triple Track was something that we started last year. We brought it in on two of our different models, the ERC, which is one of our softer distance balls, and then the Chrome Soft X, which is a harder or a firmer, more high caliber player type golf ball that really fits it kind of like that Sub-Zero in the driver, a smaller faction of the playing public, but really a ball that is very good for the players that it's good for. And Triple Track started off of a scientific basis of the visualization and the extension of the line from the golf ball. Right now, we actually have it through our putters as well with our Triple Track putters, and then towards your sight line. And it's, especially in guys that have the Triple Track golf balls, yourself on hand, in the house, it's really, it's been cool to see the things that I've done with Triple Track golf balls and Triple Track putters to see the improvement in a player's alignment with their golf ball, alignment with their putter, and then obviously execution of that putt, while adding the Triple Track on the ball and the Triple Track on the putters. And so when it comes to the golf balls, Triple Track is now added into our standard Chrome Soft golf ball as well. And I think it's only going to become a more popular option for every style player because it's, aligning golf balls and aligning our putts. We like to think that we're really good at it and then when it gets put to the test, we kind of see that maybe we're not. And it's been one thing that I've found pretty remarkable in the fittings that I've done is the improvement that players see when they use that Triple Track. And so when we then look to the Chrome Soft ball itself, with Chrome Soft and Chrome Soft X being new golf balls this year, it's a part of our line that is so important because of how far we've been able to take the technology within the golf ball and make it more productive for those players. Chrome Soft is is good for such a large part of our playing public that the technology inside of it has become so complex and so impressive. I was able to see it myself in September. The company took a trip out to Boston, and we went and toured the Chicopee plant that all of our Chrome Soft X, and ERC golf balls are made. If maybe the viewers might not know that. All of those golf balls are made in Chicopee, Massachusetts. And so we were able to tour the plant, and I remember the day leading up to it talking to some of the other reps because I had not been to the Chicopee plant before myself, and they had mentioned that seeing the golf ball making process in that plant at that point was still the most impressive thing that they have seen in their time in the industry, and I believed them. And when we walked into the plant, it's just a marvelous. It's just so cool to see from the raw material all the way through to the printed package and completed golf balls, how much care and really how much improvement we've made over the even just past 5 years to what we have now with this Chrome Soft 20. And we've been very fortunate to be able to put the investment into that golf plant to the tune of almost $50 million to find different ways to manufacture those golf balls at the highest possible quality, while still keeping it, in Chicopee, Massachusetts. I'd say it's something that we're really proud of. And so that type of investment into golf balls has really led to our success and players really enjoying that golf ball on the course. Once they get it in their hands, we've been growing as a company in the golf ball sector, and it's something that we're very proud of. That once guys actually get it out on the course, they find the right golf ball for them, and then they continue playing it. It's something that has really helped a lot of players. One of the things you brought up when you bring up Triple Track, a stat that I found pretty interesting myself when I heard it for the first time was that into this year, decorated golf balls. So I know a lot of your viewers are familiar with the TrueViz golf ball that we have as well. That comes in a multitude of different colors and different styles. Decorated golf balls like we have with Triple Track and with TrueViz now account actually for the majority of golf balls that we sell. It's that type of help when you get onto the course of not only visualizing the line of your putts and the line of off of that Triple Track, but also the true viz of being able to see it up in the air and see it into the fairway is so popular, and it really gives every player an option in our line that they can get the best of our technology while still being able to utilize all of the visual natures that we have on our balls now.
I'm a big fan of the soccer ball ones too, because of the spin. I love watching the spin on chips and then watching it stop. I think I just think it's cool,
right?
and plus, my younger son loves. Hey, Dad, I'll play. I want to use a soccer ball, so it gets him more interested in golf too. Taylor, a lot of great stuff from Callaway in the Maverick line of clubs. Set up a fitting. We're going to be able to get back and get the fittings here soon. And with the Chrome Soft, hey, email your pro, send him a text, tell him you want some. He'll have it out there the next time you go play. Get them from your local golf pros, your local golf shop. Taylor, thanks so much for your time today.
I appreciate you having me on, Kevin. Everybody stay safe out there, and I can't wait to see you guys on the course.
All right, that's Taylor Gesel from Callaway Golf. We'll be back with more of Tee to Green coming up.